Good morning. Welcome to Investigator News, and this is the weather report. And happy to see you all here this morning. And once again, we have Investigator News 2 back. I don't know for how long. They seem to take my channels very quickly. And I want to let those here at Investigator News 2, please add yourself to Investigator News Network. So good morning, Mary. You ready for the sticky cat? Boy, my dog does it with his rope. Just hog ties himself or herself. I keep forgetting it's a girl. So, uh, boy, the weather. They're still warning Florida that this hurricane might build back up. So, and also more people on our Facebook page. So welcome to them. So if you're new, enjoy the show this morning. Looks like I got a whole set of tabs all the way across. I wasn't paying attention, just kept adding and adding and adding. So we'll see how it goes. So with the weather, boy, I had lightning strikes here in Arkansas. I lost power 3 times. And it was my street turns into like a little river. We have this little itty bitty boat out in the back. We've been wanting to see if it floats. I'm tempted. I'm real tempted to get the kids out and film me in the little boat floating down the street, but I don't know. We'll see about it. Or I'll put one of them in there, or the dog. The dog's being unruly this morning. Uh, she's a pup. She doesn't know any better. She is 2 years old, so she's not a puppy. And I put a picture on my Facebook page, show you kind of what she looks like. And she tends to not know all the dogs in the neighborhood, so she basically is barking at every dog that barks. And then we have an unruly cat that wants to sit in the neighbor's yard and just stare at her. So it's been different having a hound dog that wants to hunt everything that moves in my backyard. So she thinks that the squirrels are tree chickens. I think that's what she thinks they are. I'll just have to wait and see how it goes with her. So off to she don't care about my birds. She just looks at them and wags her little tail. But you get outside and she chases every bird that lands. So anyway, on with the show. Susan, welcome back. We didn't see you Saturday. William was like all frustrated. He couldn't copy from your answers. I'm teasing. William's gonna throw popcorn at me this morning. He's gonna say, I don't copy your answers. Yeah. No Googling, no. So all right. And we had a really good trivia. I think it was picture trivia. And I think it was a big hit. I got a lot of emails saying, wow, I liked it. I liked the picture trivia. So yeah, we were on YouTube Saturday, I believe. I think I've been here. I was only late on Monday, I believe, because I woke up and oh my gosh, the pollen count here is like they say extreme and dangerous today. And oh boy, my eyes just burn. And I don't know what to do about burning eyes besides Visex. And then it looks like I've got red eyes and they're watering. And so they're warning me to stay in today, not opening my doors. I don't want to go through that again. So, but those with allergies, I hope you feel for me because it's my throat, it's my ears, it's my eyes, and I just itch. So, all right, off to the weather. We have our beautiful weather lady, and she's going to give us the weather, and it looks kind of extreme. We got lots of stuff moving across, as you could see. Now, we're not supposed to get so much today, but I keep hearing rumbles. So we'll see what happens.
Here's a look at the national forecast, and today we do have a threat of severe weather from the southern plains into the mid Atlantic. And watch out in the mid Atlantic, especially by tonight. Those storms will be kicking off throughout the evening. Now, on Friday, it's more of the same. That area of red lays along the Gulf into the southeast. Friday will have a threat of severe weather also back through the Rockies and the high plains. Now, going into the weekend, tropical moisture, that will be the theme along southern Florida. So, Miami, you are in for some wet weather this weekend. 84 for your high on Saturday with thunderstorms in the forecast. Now, the Northeast looks pretty good, especially on Sunday. 80 in Philadelphia. Raleigh, you'll see 85 degrees. Middle part of the country, rain showers in your forecast. Northern plains out to the Pacific Northwest, rain on your Sunday.
Ah, you said you're going to be in the yeah. We cooled off too. Um, it seems like for some reason, does it seem like it's late? Like spring is
Florida
late?
has a good
Okay,
chance of
hold
seeing
on.
it.
It just seems to me that we have the whole um, spring thing running late or something. See, looky here, we've got two little systems that's happening with our hurricane update. I was I was telling a friend of mine. Uh, I think the Weather Channel wants a hurricane really bad because they're just aiming for Florida, and it seems like it's dying down. And then the weather lady got in, and she was spinning the weather and spinning. It's the She was saying the wind's coming up this way and it's going that way and it's spinning, and I was like, oh boy, they're wanting one. I think they're dying for a really good one, but and it sounds like the Weather Channel is hurricane happy. But they always are for those first few, even with our tornadoes here. When tornado season starts, they're like, here it is. And I'm like, no, come on. And they do the same thing with the snow with us. They're like 5 inches. And I'm like, yeah, right. We're going to be lucky if we get one snowflake. And Arkansas is known, folks, is the storm killer. Everything that comes into the state just dries up. And so they really make this big buildup. It's really going to get us. And um, and then of course it doesn't. So, all right, let's get this hurricane update.
Florida has a good chance of seeing its first tropical entity of the season by this weekend. Invest 91L is sitting in the eastern Yucatan, and this is expected to gain some steam as it moves to the northeast. So, chances of development over the next 5 days are very good. We're up to about an 80% that we could see this become a tropical depression or a tropical storm as it passes Cuba and then Florida. There's a look at all the models, and you can see they're pushing it right over Cuba and then into southern Florida by this weekend. So we are going to be watching the system very closely. Now, regardless of how it develops, we are expecting a lot of rain, rough surf, and strong winds with this system into the weekend. So, still, all interests along Cuba, all interests along Florida, pay attention to this system because it will affect your weekend. There's a look at the rainfall through Sunday.
So there you go. That's what's going on. Um, and it's getting all set up for it. It really is. Uh, it's getting really set up for having some hurricane weather. Now, I'm not to make humor of it because hurricanes are horrible, um, but they do try to freak us out in Arkansas. And I've got a friend that moved here, and he's like, we're going to get 3 to 5 inches of rain. I was like, no, we're going to get nothing. It's going to dry up. And so he's getting used to it. Now he's starting to even say Arkansas is the storm killer. Um, Boy, do we got some earthquakes. Um, we Let's see. We got. I'm gonna start down here with a 5.0 in Georgia Island region, and this is the first I've ever heard of this Georgia Island. And then if you go straight across, I mean, almost straight across, you got a 5.4 in Pacific Antarctic Ridge, which is very odd. We usually don't get them down there. Um, And then, we got them spaced out in South America. Tabalusos, Peru, there was a 4.5, and Peru again of a 4.3, and then one down in Felipe, Chile, a 4.5. Now, we just had one in Big Pine, California, and it was very small. Where was it over here? Let me find it. They had a big one that I was looking at earlier. Let me check this one over here. That's Spain. Spain usually don't get them, and it was a 4.9. Where'd that one just hit? And then we have one over here in Myanmar, which we usually don't get them over there, and that was a 5.2. Then Bay Point, California, 4.1. Then we go to Mexico, Alberto. That was a 2.5. Then we had two of them in White City. Now, normally we only see one, but we've seen two of them there. Now, we had that mid-Atlantic, in the middle of the states, ridge that goes down and then it goes back up. So I'm still waiting. So Susan, buckle down the hatches because you guys might get one over there later this week. Alaska, they're all equally spaced. The Aleutian Islands, a 4.1. Then over just a little bit on the line, the fault line is a 4.0. Then you go over again, and it's a 3.3 in Sandpoint, Alaska. Now, over in Hawaii, Raigasaki, Japan, that was a 4.5. So we're seeing a lot of 4s and 5s. Let's see over here. Boy, I wish I could find that one that hit. And it shook everybody up. I was reading a report on it. I think it was the Philippines. Pangutun, 5.0. So, but it wasn't a very big one, and it just really shook pretty hard and things off the shelf. And normally when it does that, that means the earthquake's more shallow. The more shallow the earthquake, the more you're going to feel the rumbles. So if you feel one, then it's only like a 2 or a 3. It's because it's so shallow. Susan's like, don't send earthquakes. Don't send me no earthquakes. So with that is the earthquake report. And volcanoes, we still have the same ones, but it seems like a lot of them are spewing ash. And I think that's why we're seeing some of the cooler temperatures that happen around the globe. And, I hear it doesn't go that far. And then I've heard scientists say that it will go on the jet stream and float in the clouds. And I believe that more than anything, because that's what the scientists said early, like maybe 10 years ago. And until they started mentioning climate, then they started changing their views. So with that, I'll get back on this. Let's see. I found this thing here. It's a 91-year-old police officer that just refuses to retire. He just won't. And he still basically insists on carrying a gun. And let's see, he's in Camden, Arkansas. And they say he's 91 years old. And he says he moves a little slower, but he still walks the beat of his hometown 4 days a week. He's got a badge, he's got a gun, and it makes you a police officer. And he said, you got to respect the people. That's what we learned, us old timers, is when you respect the people, that you get the backing of the people. And he's very spot on there. The kids have always called him, and he says it's grown into a nickname even with the old folks. They call him Buckshot. After 46 years as a deputy, he retired only for 5 months. He said he just didn't have any fun. And he don't hunt, he don't fish, and Arkansas is known for that. And he said so he went back on the beat. And he says they want him to retire, but of course, he does not want to retire. In his words to me, he'll retire when the good Lord tells him to. So he's going to keep on patrolling. So this a great story there, a great story. Well, it would help if I had a story there, huh? Huh. Uh, I am going to post this one. I found this one, and I had a problem with someone. When you leave your phone and then it just disappears somewhere. You set it down at the store, or it's stolen, lost. There is a way to wipe your phone or computer if it's stolen or lost. Hey, Judith, good morning. So if you're interested in that, there it is. It's in the chat. I don't know. Many of you might use it. Many of you go, Ellie, no, go away with that. We want to hear about the cat. You guys want to hear about the sticky cat. I know you do. Robot umpires coming to triple ball this year after tryout in lower leagues. They found out that these automated ball and strike system, just one level below the major leagues. And the robotic umpires that use automatic system for determining ball and strike calls will now be used in the AAA baseball for this season. And this is what the MLB officials announced. This puts automated ball and strike system, which has been a success, they say. And so they're going to try it out. They currently are seeking personnel to operate the system at the ballparks. So if, let's see, Albuquerque, Charlotte Knights, El Paso Chihuahuas, Las Vegas Avatars, Oklahoma City Dodgers, Reno Aces, Round Rock Express, Sacramento River Cats, Salt Lake City Bees, Sugarland Skeeters. Boy, what a name. That sounds like something Arkansas would have. Sugarland Skeeters. Yeah, they think everybody's made of sugar here. Skeeters are horrible here. And the Tacoma Rainers. So those, if you have heard of those, or those are some of your teams in your area, and you want to give it a shot, go run a robot umpire. See, they still need somebody. They still need someone to run this stuff. So I don't know. We'll see about it. All right, let's get to the sticky cat. This one I had a chuckle over when I found this one this morning. And it's, you know, ever buy your pet expensive toy and they still choose to play with a paper bag or something that's laying around the house. And that has happened with a cat named Reddit. But this one plays with tape. And what they did is they're having to keep their fly catcher tape way up high so the cat can't get to it. And they thought they had it really in their kitchen taped up to where there's just no way the cat could reach it. Well, they're not sure how he managed it, but when they walked through the door, he had effectively hog-tie taped himself to the middle of the floor and could not move. And it's a big fat cat with long gray fur. And it was sticking out in giant tufts between the strips of tacky, gooey tape. He managed to wind himself all over, crimping his tail into two places. And they felt horrified for laughing. But with such a ridiculous scene, they were still cracking up, even cutting the tape. And after they got all the tape off, to make sure his tail wasn't broken, he was fine. He was a little traumatized and temporarily looked like a case of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, because he had at least 20, 25 random bald spots. But otherwise, he's perfectly fine. So the cat with the sticky tape. Um, my goodness. So, oh, yeah, we are. Well, then, for those that had just found us again, we do short weather in the morning. It's about 15, 20 minutes long. And then I come back at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock uh, Eastern time, and I do the news. Now we're doing a week-long series on Ukraine. And today, boy, I enjoyed talking to this guy through email. Um, I couldn't get his phone number. I was hoping to, but he doesn't know me very well. And I was introduced through not my usual reporters on the ground in Ukraine, but it was someone else that knew of this guy, sent me his info. I emailed him back and he agreed to correspond and tell me what's going on. He is a veteran CIA, but he was also FBI. And what he had to say about Ukraine was very interesting. So I'm going to read you my emails, and that'll be in about, well, about 35 minutes, 35, 40 minutes. So for those that have just, you would love to, I wish they had a picture. They have a cute little kitten picture, but it's not the cat. That I could tell. Um, and if you guys want to read any of these stories, I get them from bestlife.com. If you guys want to go read some of the funny stories that I've been getting. There's like about a dozen of them, and so I've been picking one a day and then I'll find somewhere else that's got cute critter stories. And I did read one about a horse, and I'm not sure if it's on this one or if it's another one that I was reading. This girl, her friend was complaining about always having to wash this horse and just complaining badly. And she said, well, her friend offered to come over and wash the horse. And she said, yeah, the horse was just brown. It's usually a white horse. So she took her time and she washed it off real, real good. And it was nice and white again. And she said she finished up and the horse took off, ran over, found a mud pit, rolled all over in the mud, and then was shaken off and all happy again and trotting off. So, yeah, it's just a horse that likes the mud. So, um, that's okay. So this is kind of what we're doing for those that have refound us again. We did get a 2-week ban, and I don't even know it was over. And then they banned Mary and Karen to where they couldn't moderate. Then they hit me up. It was supposed to be a 7-day ban on me. Well, then they didn't start it for a week, and then they added 2 days. So it was a little over 2 weeks that I've been gone. And what we did is I said, to heck with it. I'm going to just go with a whole new outlook. And so we decided to add better endings. We got quite a few endings now, and we're doing the weather with some human interest stories and lifestyle stories to the end. And then we do all news on the coming up at the next hour. And to kick it off, I'm doing that week-long series on Ukraine. So, um, so we're growing, and we've gained. Oh my goodness! Just since the 2 weeks on the ban, we've gained probably 12, 13 people now. Uh, so we got a lot of new folks that kind of like this new idea that we're putting forth. And I don't know, maybe I'll get a new background or something. I want to get something um, like bright and cheery and don't look like a new set. That's me though. I'm just the woodsy type of person. Um, so everyone come on back in about now we're looking about 30 minutes, and we'll have this report of this CIA guy that talks about what is really going on in Ukraine and what he has been able to see and find out, and the time he spent there. It's very informative, folks, and I hope you come on back and watch. So God bless and stay safe. And if it's raining and thundering and you have severe weather, stay in today. Better safe. So if you're just joining us, you might want to take it on back and watch Sticky Cat. That was a cute little story. So with that, we will see you in about 30 minutes. And if not, you have a wonderful day and God bless. Bye-bye.